it's a windy one today. I'm just up here doing my normal morning workout. Oh, that's what I do on Fridays, just to work it out of the system with Quarantine with Kenny on Thursday, but you caught me right in the middle of it. What can I say? Oh, man. Anyway, so here I am on Thukla Pass. I go here all the time. I can call it whatever I want. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you around. Kind of like hold my camera up here. Those are my guys called Biff and Pachingo. I don't actually know what their names are. I don't talk to them very much. Oh, but look at it. Oh, it's freaking beautiful. It's so nice outside. And I just wanted to give you a little look out before I start hiking here, because it's Friday and we're live. That's what. Okay, I've just been told we are live because we have a big show for you today, and I'm freaking out a little bit. So let's get back to Nashville. Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? Let me tell you one thing. It's great to be back, no matter what day it is. Hugs and kisses to each and every one of you. I didn't go to Everest, okay? I know you were a little worried, but and I don't have like a robotic face either, so that's not a thing that's happening. Welcome. I'm so glad for those of you that could catch up with us here on Friday. So excited, a special Friday edition with a fantastic guest today. So I'm super excited to get rolling on that whenever we can possibly do that. But how have you guys been? Has it been good? I'll tell you, I'm going outside. I know, easy, right? I've been going outside, and it's been really, really special to do that. The weather's been getting a little bit cooler. There's some crisp in the air, a little bit of crunch. Those leaves that are getting ready to start falling. I'm a little excited. My wife yesterday made pumpkin bread. Pumpkin bread. Do you guys have this in your homes? Please talk to me about pumpkin bread, because it is delicious. It's got some ginger and some nutmeg and some cinnamon, and it's delicious, and I love it. Thank goodness it's Friday. You were absolutely right. Uli, thank you for saying that. So, let me tell you, I've got some jokes for you. Okay, you ready? I'm hitting them early because I know that our guest is probably going to bring one late. So let me just hit you with a couple here right now. We've done this one before. It's a favorite. It's a fan favorite. What do you call a fake noodle? Does anybody know? Anybody know what you call a fake noodle? An impasta! Oh, God. All of our Italian fans just left. It's fine. Hey, it is fantastic to be here. Let me tell you, we are here on Quarantine with Kenny. I am your host from coast to coast to coast to coast, Mr. Kenny, mountain climber, Foster, and we have an absolutely great show for you today. Again, a little bit different. It is a Friday after all. I'm excited for the weekend. I don't know what you guys have planned. Again, I think I'm going to try going outside. I'm going to go for a little drive. I'm going to go for maybe a bite. I don't know. Maybe something to eat. I haven't really thought about it. But I'll get there. I really, really will. Tell me about you guys. What is your favorite quarantine weekend plan? Going outside, I imagine. Some mountain climbing. What's the weather like where you are? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you where we are. So, just a little bit about this. Most recently, I went back to Missouri. We talked about it a little bit, but I went to my hometown where I'm from. I've got a new record that's going to be coming out next year, and we are going in the studio in a couple weeks. And the most exciting part for me was this whole thing is going to basically become a love letter to the place that made me, the place that brought me up. I've got a title, but I'm holding it back. Secret. I've been dropping hints in my Insta. I don't know if you've been following that at Kenny Foster Music, but it is there. And I'm so excited. But let me waste no further time, because I am super excited about our guest today. All right. If you don't know, then where have you been? Head under a rock, buried in the sand, ostrich style. I don't know what's been going on, but this guy is everywhere. He's fantastic. And I know that you all are super excited to get him in here. So let's just talk about him. Let's give him the hype treatment. The Quarantine with Kenny go statements. Here we go. So he tours with his band right now, The Big Fire. well, not right now, obviously, none of us are doing that, but Rolling Stone loves this guy. Let me tell you. So Rolling Stone Country named him one of the most energetic artists in the country, hands down. And if you've ever seen him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So he started by singing in church in Alabama. That is where that soul comes from. I'm sure of it. I personally grew up singing in church, and I didn't get that. So maybe it was like an Alabama, Missouri thing. I don't know, but we'll talk about it. He has had 4 top 40 country songs on the charts, and he's had over 400,000 monthly listeners for 2 of his biggest singles that have 20 million spins each. 20 million, ladies and gentlemen. That is 20 million. I'm not going to try to spell it. So he's been named a top 10 new artist, the BCMA International Song of the Year. He's been the Grammy Artist of Tomorrow, a Taste of Country, Fan Choice Album of the Year. Just raking them all in because that's what he likes to do. He just had an EP released April 24th of this year, and that has been going fantastically. Rolling Stone named it an easygoing balm for uncertain times. Okay, we can all use a little of that. Okay. Billboard called it infectious, and American Songwriter said this release marks a revival, which is fantastic, and I can't wait. So he's staying busy. He's also opened a venue with artisan chef and event planner Alexis, which may also be his wife, called Whitewood Hollow, and that's awesome. I want to go right now. Let's just go, all of us. Let's get in the van and do it. He's toured with Willie Nelson, Dierks Bentley, Eric Church, Kip Moore, and Zach Brown Band, and I can't wait to just find out what's been going on because I have not seen him since backstage in Berlin in 2019. So let's just get him on here. I'm super excited to welcome together for Mr. Drake White. Drake, buddy, how is it going today with you and me and everyone else?
What's up?
Dude, man, how are you? Where are you going?
I'm good. I'm not going anywhere. I come and get in my truck for solace. You know what I mean?
Dude.
I always do. This is where I listen to mixes. It's
Yeah.
where I come and I'm just sitting in the parking lot of my gym and getting solid to where I can get in here and rock it with you, man.
And focus. I love it, man. What is it about, like, especially new cars? They know how to keep sound freaking out. Like, it really is like, it's almost like one of those float containers. You ever done one of those?
Yeah. It really is a refuge. You know, you come in here, and as far as like when you're working on new music, you know what this feels like. And I always give it the earbud. I always give it the iPhone test. Like, listen to it on the iPhone. Good headphones, but I always get in my truck and
Have to
jam it. You know.
Freaking amazing. Do you think that's where you like listen to music most growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the back seat of a Jeep or a pickup truck, and my dad listening to everything from Waylon and Willie to to hip hop. So it
Sure.
was a wide array of stuff, but yeah, the shotgun seat or the back seat is where sonically I was influenced for sure.
I love that, man. So like I haven't seen you since backstage in Berlin in 2019, and a lot has happened for you since then, man. Catch me up. Just tell the fine folks.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were rocking and rolling in 2019.
Yeah, man.
And I got diagnosed in early 2019. Got a headache when I was working out really hard for tour, and that headache landed me in the emergency room. I had this wad of veins and arteries called an AVM, and that AVM is an arterial venous malformation. And I was in the process of getting it embolized, which is a fancy word for gluing it shut.
Okay.
Here in Nashville, and felt really good. 35 years old, felt good. New band sounded like, hot grease. It was
A rocket ship, man. Yeah.
Felt really good, and blasted off to Roanoke, Virginia on August the 16th. So I had about 50, 60 shows under my belt,
Sure.
and for the year, and that AVM, man, God's timing just exploded and caused what's called a hemorrhagic stroke. And man, I've been I've relearned how to walk, relearning how to play guitar now, and
Unbelievable.
just wrote a bunch of songs and started cutting them with my buddy Jaron Johnston,
Yeah.
and 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 very, very excited and happy. Just did a TED talk yesterday, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I did a TED talk on overcoming. Well, the TED talk was how my 100%. Wait, let me think. How paralysis helped me find my 100%, because the whole left side of my body was gone.
Unbelievable.
Completely gone. I did not. There was no Eddie Vedder or Garth Brooks climbing stages anymore, for sure.
Sure. Sure.
I'll get it back for sure. But it was crazy. It knocked me on my ass for sure.
So Drake, I mean, take me from that. I mean, that happens in August, and then this hits. Like, what had to happen to the tour? Like, what happened to you mentally? Like, where were you at? I mean, because to get to 100%, man. I mean, give me half of your TED talk here. You know?
Yeah. So I had a lot of industry folks come in and visit me, as you might expect, like people that work with me, people that love me, people that I love. And one of my friends and partners said, hey man, how you doing? How's it going? And this was like 2 months after the day. I was still in a wheelchair. And I said, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How do we get back to the stage?
Sure.
Because that is that oxygen rich blood that I love. That's what I want. That's where I want to be.
Yes.
And I had this vision, man, of me rolling on stage or using a cane and wearing a cape and just country James Brown in it, just figuring out some kind of shtick, like a Dave Grohl did when
For the throne.
Yeah, he just sat in a throne. So he looked at me like I had 3 heads, Kenny, and he was like, Drake, you've got to take care of yourself, bro. Like, and plus, I know you, and you won't want to go back out there because you're not 100%. And that's viable. I understand where he's coming from, but I got pretty heated. And I said, dude, you're right. I don't have the 100% that I once had. I've got a new 100%, one that the plot has thickened, my brother, one that I can go out there and tell a story. And am I not claiming to be a storyteller? Am I not claiming to be, resilient and somebody that's going to go out there and push through all this? And he kind of backed up and saw what I was talking about, but he was genuinely worried about my health and my brain exploding again.
Of course.
So that was my mentality, and my perception shift on all this is our 100% is not determined by comparing ourselves to what we were yesterday.
Okay.
It's what we can bring to the table now and give, like, as long as you're giving your full heart, your full, gut wrenching thing and laying that down on whatever stage you've chosen, then that's your 100%. So I've just learned to give everything that I got. If that means walking on stage with or rolling on stage with a wheelchair, which I'm past that now, but come into the gym and treat it like a show. Come into the gym and work through all the mental stuff. And that's what I'm proudest of, is the mental fight that me and my wife have won. I got to mention my wife. And she is the chef. She's a lot more than a chef, but man, she's been my shield, my sword, through all this, and our faith. And she's just, when I've gotten down or when I've gotten left or right, she picks me up and helps me get through the day and says, hey, we got to get through this. You got to learn how to walk. We got kids to have. We got kids to play baseball with. We got stuff to do. And then when she would have a bad day, I would be like, hey, come on. We got Grammys to win. We got 30,000 people to put in Madison Square Garden. I haven't done that yet. So we got to do this. So relearning how to walk definitely is a perspective shift. And then this quarantine or pandemic on top of all that, it's actually a godsend, because it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because I would have pushed myself to get out there probably before I was ready on stage.
Sure.
And there's no telling, it's all in God's timing. There's no telling what could have happened. So I'm I'm fired up, man. I've got new music. I've wrote like a madman through this whole thing.
Of course, man. You got to process, right?
Absolutely. And I've got a forever muse, man. I've always wanted that story, that scar. I love Aretha Franklin. And the reason she sounds so awesome is because she went through hell. She got drugged down the street by her husbands or men, whatever. Maybe I'm misquoting that, but she has that hurt. You know, B.B. King had that hurt.
Sure.
These people that, you know, I'm no stranger to the rain. Keith Whitley, like, he bled that shit because he hurt. And so now I have that muse. I have that thing, and I do not want to go through another stroke, but I would if I had to, you know, because I love music and I love pushing it. So it's where I'm at, man. It's where I'm at.
Great words. Thank you so much, man. Like Ralph Emerson has this quote. He says, if you want to be a great writer, get out there and start suffering. And I've always really taken that to heart. And it sounds like maybe you know what that's all about now too.
Hey, man, I revel in the suffer because that suffer it's a privilege. You know, I believe that God doesn't put you through something that you can't make it through. And he must think a lot of me because he put me through the hardest thing I think anybody could go through, next to like the death of a child or something. Like, that's a totally different thing. But it was hard, but man, I'm passionate. I'm happy. I love life, and I'm ready to tackle this next chapter, and that has MUSIC in it, brother.
That's fantastic, man. Thank you so much. Tell me a little bit more. We some people sent in some questions before we got up here. I wanted to hit you with that. Tell me a little bit more about Stars, where that music came from.
So Stars, me and Jaron had been wanting to work together for years, and we've been touring all over the place, and just me casa, he casa, you know. It was just like a friendship, and because of the, you know, left going right, right going left, and me and Jaron being that cosmic cowboy that we are, for some reason the record label that I was with in any point was like, well, if both of y'all get together, you'll end up making a freaking Grateful Dead record, and we'll never get it on country radio. So you guys just write and have a good time. So when I became independent, that's the first person I called, and Jaron was like, hell yeah, let's go. So we did those, dude, Kenny, we recorded that in, let me see, March.
Yeah. Oh, geez, man. Right before.
Of 2019. And we were going to release it in September. And like, it just had this fire right out of the gate. You know, the grittiness of Mixing with Whiskey was one of my favorite songs that I've ever sang. I've always loved Ray LaMonte and loved his vocal runs, and
Absolutely.
Mixing with Whiskey I stole some of his vocal runs on that, and I feel
Don't tell anybody.
I don't care. He's amazing. And you know, I love Muscle Shoals. I love Alabama. I love the soul side of things.
Of course,
and,
man.
Eat, Drink, and Dream is just I'm really proud of Imaginations Like a Telepathic Way into Your Future. Like, it's stuff like that for me, that cosmic cowboy, almost whimsical thing is what I'm passionate about. Let me see, favorite band. I've never heard that story to the point where my publisher at Sony's been in it for 35, 40 years, and he said he's never heard that song title, my favorite band. And then that we were just talking about our favorite bands, and I was like, Zeppelin, and you know, Leonard Skinner's cool. The Allman Brothers are awesome. And about hole 9 of the golf course, you know, we had drank, you know, 7, 8 beers, and he got a little. My buddy was like, you know what my favorite band is, man? My favorite band is the one that's on my hand.
Yeah, man.
It's like, whoa, man. My favorite band. Like, if there's some way I could twist that would be awesome. So that was that tune. And
challenge accepted.
Yeah, I don't have to go through all of them, but it was just, it's salty, you know, and it's sultry, and it made me. So I had wrote these songs and looked at these songs way before the injury.
Really? Okay.
So they were coming out a long time before
Sure.
all of this happened, and I
Sure.
got thrown a curveball. So right when I got out of the hospital, I started pestering and hammering. I was like, we got to release this. I got to get
Sure.
this out because I'm gonna
Because now you
start.
got more.
I'm gonna build a barn and I'm gonna start playing shows. I'm gonna start inviting people. I don't care what
Sure.
it takes. Like I've already been through. I've relearned how to walk.
Yes.
Sky's the limit. I understand we're going through a pandemic. Wear a mask. Drink some sanitizer. I don't know what you got to do, but I'm playing music. If you want
Yeah,
to
man.
come, come.
So tell me what that transition was like going to becoming an independent right in the middle of this time. Was that one of those questions? Was that one of those things that you were
I
asking in the
mean,
middle of all this?
man, I know that I'm made in the imprint. I
Hmm.
know, man, I'm a confident individual, but it's one of those things that I've always been like, what? Why in the world would somebody drop me? Why in the
Hmm.
world would because I've got confidence in what I do and the fan base is there. It's not a boisterous or a cocky thing. It's just a confidence of
Confident
like,
thing.
I did have that thought, but my faith stepped in and said, you know what? This is sometimes the truth sets you free. So pursue your bliss, pursue your passions, and everything will work out. I'm a musician, and I'm gonna be when they lay me in the ground and everybody's gathered around my grave, and they're like, "Oh, Drake was a good old dude. He got a little bit too loud every now and then, and almost died back in 2019, but man, he was a good dude." But they're gonna say he loved God, he loved his wife, he loved his dogs, and he loved music. And I'm gonna play music till I die. That was the point of that big long story.
No, man, that's an epitaph right there. Write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down.
What is that? What's that word?
Epitaph. It's what they put right on your tombstone, man. He loved God, he loved his wife, he loved his dogs, and he loved music. And that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it, man.
And beer.
Maybe that's on the back.
Yeah.
Just
On
it's
the
like
back.
a hidden track, right?
I'm gonna be so cool that I have writing on the back of my tombstone.
Come on, man. Well, dream big, baby.
Yeah.
So,
Why not?
so let me get to some of these fan questions, man. Thank you so much for opening up. People are asking here, and I kind of want to know this, and you probably answered this a million ways, and I bet it changes day to day if you're anything like me. But who are your biggest musical influences right now? Like
Man,
what's driving you right now? What are you listening to? Of
I've um I've kind of I've kind of have a different answer for this,
course.
but I'm a product of my dad of Sunday morning church. My grandmother's, wrinkly hands playing that piano, hearing my grandfather preach and that type of, command of a stage.
Sure.
My dad's got a great Vince Gill tenor type voice. My mom loves soul music and country. You know, Chattahoochee was playing stuff like that, Alan Jackson. But
Sure.
man, it's that vinyl record collection that is Eat Peach, that is Pink Floyd, that is Otis Redding
Mm,
and Etta James,
mm.
all the Percy Sledge and Alabama greats. I I I love soul music and I love country music, but I love John Prine, um, Guy Clark, and storytellers as well. Um,
Sure.
what I love right now, man, I love my buddy Adam Hood is making a record right now. I love Brent Cobb.
Hmm.
Um, man, I'm gonna throw this out there. Um, Mobile, Alabama. These young guys, I think they're 23, 24 years old. They got about 5,000 followers on Instagram, I think. But the Red Clay Strays, man, I've been listening to them. Uh, uh, Tyler Childers, Turnpike Troubadours, those guys, and I love what. This is a long answer. Sorry.
Man,
Um,
got nothing but time, brother.
Miranda Lambert, she's a badass. I love her writing and what she represents.
How about that ACM performance? Did you get to see that?
No, I didn't
Um,
watch any of it. I need to go back and watch some because my buddy Riley won and
yeah,
was glad to see Luke do his thing. And I sent my congratulatory things out. Man, I was busy. I was doing something. But man, I'm busy. I don't know what. I'll definitely go back and look at it because I care. And I just want everybody to do good things, but
Yeah, man.
I want to win
Well,
an
hers is great. Eric Church did a really nice thing. Mickey Guyton was pulling some tears. I mean, it was considering it's like the first normal thing I've seen. I mean, it obviously wasn't normal because there was no audience at any of these places, but I thought they did a really fantastic job of like helping us feel some sort of like artistic normalcy in this time, like letting people get on stage and do their thing. It gave me hope moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why this city's so beautiful. That's why music in general is so beautiful, is because you can go out there and talk about all the stuff that is abnormal and all the
Sure.
stuff that's unprecedented and all this, but there is nothing abnormal and unprecedented to our maker. In my opinion, there's nothing abnormal about this. This is something that my heart goes out to the people that have suffered from it. We've all suffered from it. Our business is gone right now. My business is completely, ravaged. But
Yep.
it's what do we do? And I love the human spirit when backed up against the wall, because every time you see what the people, Mickey Guytons and Eric Churches and Riley Greens, and you see what we do and you see what we're made of, politically or not. If you agree with the agendas, that none of that matters. It's like, do your part, be happy in the moment, do your part, treat others how you want to be treated, and we'll
There
be
you go.
fine. We'll be fine.
There you go. Well, good, man. I'm at least grateful that during this time, um, the one thing that's I think for all of us, and I'm sure especially for you in this case, there's a lot less FOMO right now.
Yeah.
So like you're not seeing what everybody else is up to because we know what they're doing. They're talking into their phones like we are. Like what's going on?
Yeah, the
So
palate cleanser, man.
yeah, absolutely. I think which one that we probably all needed, and I hope it helps refocus. I can't wait to hear what everybody comes out with at the end of this. You know what I mean? Like
Ooh,
it's
man.
gonna be it's gonna be something new. It's gonna be something different because it's not part of the churn anymore. It's the thing they wanted to do because they have the brain space for it. Do you know what I mean?
Man, I love that, Kenny. I love that. And that's the optimistic way. That's the relentless optimist. Since I've been a kid, I believed every time I put a worm on the end of the hook that I was going to catch a
Gonna
fish.
get a fish, sure.
That's just the way the world works when you're a musician and you get told no 17,256 times.
Yep.
It's like I've counted every one of them.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like,
good, man. You got a ledger. You got names. Can't wait for that acceptance speech, buddy. You're gonna be like, all right.
no, I'll thank them. I'll thank them for it, because it is that no that just kept driving me to learn to talk. To keep
There you go.
writing a song, to keep going, So
Sure, man.
I
Well,
dare
good.
you. I know.
Yeah. Dare you, and then watch me do it. Absolutely, man. So, hey, every week on the show, we always try to put something, we always highlight a charity of some sort. And this time you picked COVID Relief by Spotify. They've been fantastic during this time. Everybody who is watching, if you guys are in need of assistance, you're in the music industry, or if you want to give towards these things, they've done a fantastic job. They actually just launched. They just want to strengthen the efforts of people that are already doing that. And you can actually choose country by country. So if you're in Germany, if you're in the UK, like you can pick something that is local to you. And Spotify is matching your donations up to $10 million. So it's a pretty freaking amazing thing. And they have delivered so many things. So like in Canada, they did the Unison Benevolence Fund. They did help musicians in the UK, Initiative Music in Germany. And then in the US here, of course, Music Cares, Preservation Hall Foundation, and Music Health Alliance, which have been helpful to almost all of my friends during this time as we're trying to figure out and make it through to the next thing. So if you guys feel like that, there's a link in the bio, and we really appreciate you doing that. So, buddy, one more question for you. You are doing a show for Sound of Nashville. Tell me about it. Are you stoked?
I'm so stoked to be to be at the basement, and
Yes, man.
what a revelation and a story that of redemption. Ravaged by a tornado. I was actually going to my brain surgeon's office that morning.
Of the tornado.
After the morning after.
Oh man.
I believe once your eyes have seen, you can't turn away. Like it is, you have to help. You have to do something. And my wife she just hit the ground running, literally to the point where $35,000 later and 40 families displaced were able to get hotel rooms and get showers and just get back on their feet.
Sure.
So that tornado that ripped through the basement, and that place has been built back up, and now us choosing to do what we've done and coming back in and saying, no, we're going to go back out there and we're going to play music. We're going to do what we're put on this earth to do. It's going to be a special night. And so, yeah, we're going to rock it, and it's going to be fun playing with a band. And that's the cool part about the band. The band feels like we've had a can of WD-40 and been spraying them down with it because they're well oiled, man. They've been playing every week, and
that's great.
We've played new songs, so we feel good. And I'm looking forward to getting in there and smelling a bar and hearing those sticky feet up against the bar and up against the bar floor. You know what I'm talking about? The way.
Yeah, I know, man. No, I know. Well, and that distinct smell. Man, I hope it's still there, man. If that basement smell ever goes away, I'm going to be upset about it.
Yeah, if it smells like my grandmother's house, I'm going to be pissed.
Or like new wood or like fresh paint. That's not.
No, fresh paint at a bar. Put some whiskey on that, man.
Just dump it straight on. I mean, that's how you varnish anyway. I don't know why people are doing these other things. So that's on the 23rd of September for everybody who's watching at home. It's an exclusive show for Europe, so make sure and get your tickets. That's also through Sound of Nashville. Man, I'm super excited for you to get back out there. Can I come to this thing? Can I just like hang out in the back? Are they gonna let me in?
You can come to it. Absolutely, dude. I would be honored. And dude, by the way, you can come to Wednesday night in the barn if you feel comfortable. Everybody suits up and we rock it. It's just a barn jam, man. You remember how Lee Von Helm used to do those barn jams?
Yeah, dude.
Or was it Live at Daryl's?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's the inspiration, man, with a little bit of Jesus in there, you know.
Hey, I'm no stranger to that, man, so don't stress. All right.
Sweet.
Man, thank you so much for your time today. Best of luck on the show next week. And watch out, I may end up taking you up on that offer. So I'm just throwing it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Make sure and follow, if you don't already, Drake White Stomp. I myself am Kenny Foster Music. This is Quarantine with Kenny. And, man, I appreciate you opening up and taking the time and going and spending some of your solace time in your truck, chatting with us and giving us some inspiration during this time, man. It's a fantastic story. Love your music. Love you as a person, man. And I wish you all the best, you and yours. All right.
Thanks. Kenny, you got a great spirit, man, really. Keep it rocking, and thank you for those kind words. And
of course, man.
Take me up on that offer, brother.
All right, man. Hugs and kisses. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves.